Hi folks, Old Man Grognard here. It's been an interesting week. My Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea game last Saturday got off to a rousing start. We're going to finish up Rats in the Walls and then get into some other trouble I haven't decided what we're doing yet. So I got all week to figure that out, which is why I'm doing videos this week. I just finished reviewing the Ice Kingdoms. It was fun. It really was. And I really liked the system. What else? Got a Monday game coming up? Oh boy. And I've got an email to read. And he's asking me about some old school products. So why don't we get into that right now? Then I can talk about I think one more thing I have on my mind. This is from Darren Lord, also known as Micro. Says, greetings, sir. A query. I came across your video some time ago, perhaps a month or more, and enjoyed the subjects therein. Having played nothing more before version 3.5 until very recently, thanks to your advice, I was drawn to the simpler mechanics of the OSR formats and found myself quickly fabricating ideas for my own games to come. Good thing. He goes on. But to my question. You since covered details about the rules cyclopedia. I do not have it, but I did find during my grubbing through my never-used AD&D books, bought long ago and forgotten, a rule set that seems very similar. It's called the Classic Dungeons & Dragons Game Rules and Adventures book, published in 1994. TSR code 1066XXX1901. I believe it came out of a box set as an updated version of the previous release. The book's very trimmed down, 128 pages. Yes, it is. Okay. But still covers everything you need to play. Would you think that this game would compare well to that of the Rules Cyclopedia? In a word, yes, but I'll get to that after I finish your email. Also, I found another adventure module and was wondering if you have ever heard of it. The Book of Lairs by James M. Ward and Mike Barrow. TSR code 9177. Thanks for getting me interested. Appreciate your travail, Micro. Well, Micro, Darren, thank you for calling. Okay. The Classic Dungeons & Dragons Game Rules and Adventures book, I believe, is referring to this. This was the 17th or 18th printing of the basic rules, as in like Holmes Basic and Menser Basic and BX, etc., etc., etc. This was released early to mid-90s, and this is one of the last iterations of Basic that was ever released. And you're right, it is from a box set, which came with probably a scenario or two and other goodies like that. What it is a trimmed down introductory version of the Rules Cyclopedia. If I remember correctly, in this one right here, you can only go up to level 5. Rules Cyclopedia lets you go up to level 32 or 36. I can't remember which one. But at any rate, it is the intro version to the Rules Cyclopedia system at the time, because Rules Cyclopedia was 91, I believe. And after 5th level, it's going to lead you to the Rules Cyclopedia. So I would advise getting a Rules Cyclopedia eventually, but you can get by with this for, if you want to start them up, because it's the same rules. It's just, like you said, cut down. It's not all encompassing. It's encompassing enough for you to get your players into trouble up to 5th level. There you go. But I think it compares well to the Rules Cyclopedia, because since it is kind of the Rules Cyclopedia, only, an intro version. So you might want to look for a copy on eBay or wherever you look. You have a half-price books or a mom-and-pop bookstore or something like that. Abe Books, I would also recommend. Noble Knight Games. Abe Books and Noble Knight are a little more expensive, but, Also, the Book of Lairs. Excellent book. It just gives you like these short 2 to 3 page quickie adventures or side adventures and stuff that you could elaborate on very easily. They did a whole series of these. They did Book of Lairs, if I remember, Book of Lairs 2, Book of Lairs, Book of Lairs 2, Dragonlance Book of Lairs, Forgotten Realms Book of Lairs, and one, I can't recall the name of it. It doesn't say Book of Lairs, but it's a Forgotten Realms Book of Lairs type book for undead. It goes all the way up from like a lowly skeleton all the way up to a lich in encounters by different authors. So yeah, Book of Lairs is a good product. I have all of them except the Dragonlance one because I don't like Dragonlance. But yeah, that's a good start right there. That and your classic Dungeons and Dragons game will get you by for a while. But I would recommend getting the Rule Cyclopedia if you want to do the hardcore like basic D&D, because there's retro clones out there. I recommend Dark Dungeons because it's a clone of the Rule Cyclopedia. But there's others out there. So that's my suggestion, Darren. And once again, thank you for writing in. What I wanted to, I kind of made this, I guess this is a VR, I guess it is, for the discussion of Am I Evil on the RPG Brigade. I saw Ivan Mike's video, I saw Eric Bloat's video. Am I evil? And what they mean is, do you allow evil PCs in your game or have an evil party or something like that? No. My theory is all evil comes from the DM. I mean, I'm not saying it's all black and my world is all black and white, but it's damn close. There is a few shades of gray in there, but it's not. I'm not giving them the big moral choices. Although there may be a might be an enemy mine situation once in a while, something like that. A unholy pact to get something done or something. But I want to run all the evil stuff for one reason. It's because I really don't like evil parties as an ongoing thing, because they end up they degenerate, because I'm a firm believer of there's no honor among thieves and things, and it can work for a while, but I don't think it does. Plus, I want to play all the bad guys. I'm an actor, and I do a lot of characters. I do a lot of NPCs in the game, but as any actor knows, bad guys are fun to play. They really are. I played my share of bad guys, and I've had a ball. I'm not saying I haven't played other parts on stage, but the bad guys are up there. And they tend to be a little more complicated than the regular hero. So I want to play the evil lich. I want to play the mad monk. I want to play the diabolical high priest or whatever, because it's fun. It is fun. Here's a little insight to my peccadillos as far as performance goes. Well, not performance, but I mean, this spills over into gaming. I can't help it. I'm sorry. This spills over into gaming. I don't expect everybody to be an actor at my table, but that's where I'm coming from. And it's, I am a big, first of all, aside from gaming, I'm a film buff. I've got a big classic film library on DVD. I mean big. And I'm not bragging either, because have people walk in my closet and go, holy crap, what are you, a rental store? But what I like is one of my favorite genres is the classic horror film. I'm not talking about Jason. I'm not talking about slasher films or anything like that. I'm talking about classic, Universal, Hammer, those kind of things, and variations thereof. And some of my favorite actors are Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, Christopher Lee, Vincent Price, Peter Cushing. And I know the horror genre has gotten a bad rap over the years, but I am thoroughly convinced watching these things that these horror stars are great actors. I'm talking Olivier class actors. You gotta buy into it and believe it and commit to it to do something the way they do. You watch a flick with Karloff firing on all cylinders, that guy could do Shakespeare if he wanted. If you Lugosi back in Hungary, he had done Shakespeare. And I admire Lugosi's. He's not everybody's taste, but I like watching him, and I admire the guy because he gives 110% of everything he does. Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, classic stuff. Peter Cushing's got that brooding, take no prisoners type mad doctor. Lee with that deep booming voice and that strident look. He's wonderful. Vincent Price. Oh, Vincent Price. If I could play most or all of my bad guys like Vincent Price, I would. Yes, people said he was a ham, but he was grade A #1 cut, pure ham. And you know what? He gave performances that were expected of him, basically. If you've seen other things that he's done, like his earlier stuff, Laura and Dragonwick and things like that, he gives some classy performances. You want to see a different kind of later Vincent Price? Go find Witchfinder General, also known as the Conqueror Worm. He made that over in Europe, and he blows you away. There is no shred of ham. He's not chewing the scenery, and he's bringing it. It's great. So Vincent Price basically said, okay, this is the kind of acting this part requires, and he did it. And that's something I admire of him, because he will look and he knows exactly what this part will take, and he'll do it. Damn the torpedoes, he'll do it. All right, I've had my little treatise on acting as far as horror goes and all this other stuff. And I'm almost forgetting what I was talking about. Oh, evil. Yes, evil. Yeah, well, like I said, I like to play the evil characters. I really do. I can choose as much scenery as I want. And you know what? As I've said before, once I start doing it, everybody at the table starts doing it. I love doing stuff like that. I'm not looking for I'm not doing an acting class. I'm not trying to get these guys to do anything they're uncomfortable with. But it just seems that once I start bringing it, they will rise to the challenge and bring it with their characters. And if I am acting evil, really pouring on the coal, they will oppose me with heart and soul. They will put everything they got to stop this guy, or these guys, or this, or whatever it is. But aside from some mindless monster, talking about intelligent. So that's my thing on evil. I play evil, and I've had people come up to me, like I got a friend named Eric who's been in a lot of my games. He tends to play the darker side. And I've seen him play some evil characters, and they're usually, evil kept in check type of thing. And he wanted to play an evil character in Astonishing Swordsman. I said, nope. And he said, Glenn, you know the kind of character I like to play. And I said, well, that's what the deities made neutral for. You can play neutral. I've seen you do it before. You can be neutral if you want. Because Astonishing Swordsman is a 5-point alignment system. They removed all the neutral whatevers and left true neutral. Boom. And come on, he can do that. But anyway, all evil comes from the Dungeon Master, from the Game Master. That's my thing. So that's my little treatise on evil. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was my video response right there. Ivan, Eric, all the rest of you guys, what do you think? Tell me. In fact, what do you think of the books I told you about earlier, folks, like the Rules Cyclopedia, the Book of Lairs, especially Book of Lairs? Drop me a line at oldmangrognard@gmail.com, and we'll read it right here on the air on this thing. Anyway, so I've had my fun. I'm relaxed a little bit, and so it's time to go. And so I will see you folks next time. Until next time, bye-bye.